Hey team, I picked up some new whiskeys for the bar and I really didn't have time to print out and create a training document for these 4 new whiskeys, but I wanted to share them with you. I'm super excited to bring these on. 4 new whiskeys. 2 of them right here, Jeffersons, are going to look very familiar. You might know and you might remember, we've carried Jefferson Ocean bourbon for quite some time now. These 2 are from the same distiller. They look very similar, but let's not get them confused. They're very different. So the Jefferson Ocean that we've carried for a long time, some of you may know the story, the master distiller at Jefferson's distillery is good friends with a guy who owns this sea research vessel. And they go out for months at a time out into the sea and do research. And the head distiller got invited to go on a voyage with him one time. And like any good friend, any good distiller would, he brought whiskey on board. And as they're on the boat, and the boat's kind of rocking back and forth, they're watching the whiskey in the bottles, and the distiller guy said, I wonder what would happen if we took some barrels, brought them on this boat, let them bob around in the sea, you know, for 9 months, 12 months, let them pick up the rain and the salt water and the sun and the heating and the cooling. I wonder what would happen. And so on the next voyage, he did that. He brought a barrel on board, they strapped it down, and it bobbed around on the sea for a good amount of time. And then when they got back from the voyage, they opened it up, they drank it, and the end result was wonderful. So that's Jefferson Ocean that we've had for a long time. The new ones that we have are the Jefferson Reserve Bourbon. Very similar to the Ocean, but it doesn't bob around in the sea. No, it rests in casks inside their warehouse. So that's a reserve bourbon. It's a very small batch. They take multiple different barrels and they blend it all together to get their premium product here, which is the reserve. The last Jefferson product, or the third one of my favorite whiskeys. This is actually a rye whiskey. So the first 2, those were both bourbons. You know, 51% corn, new American oak, charred barrel, all that stuff that goes along with bourbons. Not so much with this one. This is a high rye whiskey, so it's going to be very, very spicy, very potent. But this one is aged in cognac casks. So after it's aged in its regular cask, they finish it off in cognac casks. It's really cool because it's got that nice spiciness of a rye, but in the cognac casks, that finishing process imparts a little bit of orange, you know, from the cognac, and maybe even a little bit of honey. So give this one a try if you haven't had a chance to taste it. Really cool whiskey. So that's the 2 new Jefferson products. We've got a brand new Elijah Craig product. Now, you know, we've carried this one for some time now. These are both bourbons as well. The Elijah Craig that we've been carrying is the barrel proof, or the barrel strength, cask strength. They're all the same thing. They're a higher alcohol content. This one is like 100 and 110, 112 proof, something like that. The new one is just a regular strength. It's 94 proof, and it's what they call their toasted barrel. It's a new product. And what Elijah Craig has done, and I will also send a video along that shows this process too. It's really cool. Being a bourbon, you know, it's got to be made and aged in new American oak casks, you know, charred and all of that stuff. But once it's done, then they do a second aging process with this special custom toasting that they do on the barrel. They do this special thing with the barrel and fire, and then they let it age even longer to get this finished product. So again, try that if you get a chance. So again, both bourbons. The stuff that we've been carrying is the barrel proof, really, really high strength, and then the new toasted barrel product. So that's the new Elijah Craig. And then our final new whiskey of the night is Templeton Rye. Again, we've carried Templeton Rye before. We've had this bottle. Again, barrel strength, not barrel strength. This is a 6-year rye, which is a good middle point between their entry-level 4-year rye, their really high-end 10 and 12-year ryes, which can be a little bit more expensive. This one's right in the middle. So 2 new ryes, 2 new bourbons. They'll be in the POS probably by the end of tonight. I'll get them up on the shelves, and if you have any questions on any of these whiskeys, just let me know. Thanks.